All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really fascinating source text called The Divine Balance. It offers this incredible perspective on how we relate to the environment, asking us to see the ecological crisis not just through science and policy, but through a powerful spiritual lens. Let's get into it.
And really, this one quote, it's the key to everything we're about to explore. The main argument here isn't about making massive, immediate changes, but about a deep, fundamental shift in how we actually see the world around us. It all starts with changing our perception.
So, where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it starts with a reality that, let's be honest, we're all familiar with. The very visible, very unsettling signs that our planet is in distress.
I mean, we see the headlines every single day, right? Climate change, species going extinct, deforestation, pollution. These are the well-documented symptoms of an ecological crisis that's threatening the very systems that keep us all alive. But the source material pushes us to ask a critical question. Are these the disease itself, or are they just the symptoms?
And this is where our journey takes a really interesting turn. The source suggests that if we want to truly understand the problem, we have to look past the physical evidence and search for a much deeper internal imbalance.
Now this is fascinating. Look at how this reframes the whole conversation. On the left, you've got the problems we can see and measure. But on the right, the source argues for the real root causes, a feeling of disconnection, forgetting our role in the world, and losing that sense of awe and reverence for creation. It shifts the problem from being something out there to something that's also very much in here.
So what is this neglected role? The source explains it with a core concept from the Quran, Khalifa. This isn't about being a master or an owner of the planet, not at all. It's about being a steward, a guardian, a caretaker who's been entrusted with the Earth's well-being.
And to back this up, the source points us right to this verse from the Quran to show where that role comes from. Humanity's appointment here isn't presented as a position of dominance or power, but one of deep, profound responsibility. You could call it a sacred trust.
So this idea of stewardship, it naturally leads to a completely new way of seeing the world. If we're the caretakers, then what exactly is the nature of this creation we're supposed to be caring for?
The source draws such a sharp contrast here. You know, modern environmentalism often works by using data, scary statistics, and warnings of doom to get us to act. But the Quranic approach, it's different. It tries to spark a sense of awe, to get us to reflect deeply and to awaken a responsibility that's already inside us.
And this is done through the concept of AYAT. From this viewpoint, a mountain, a river, the night sky, these are not just random physical things. They are signs, they are messages that point to something bigger. This simple shift in perception changes nature from being a resource we can exploit into a revelation we can contemplate.
The source shows how the Quran makes this invitation directly. A verse like this isn't just nice poetry. It's presented as a direct call to action, to look and to reflect. To really observe the incredible design of a camel or the sheer scale of the sky is an act of spiritual ecology. It's a way of reading the signs.
So if we adopt this new lens of perception, how are we actually supposed to act? Well, the source lays out a very clear ethical framework that's built on three core pillars.
The first pillar is mizan, which means balance. And this isn't just about ecological balance, it's so much bigger. It's a universal equilibrium that weaves together the cosmos, our moral choices, and our spiritual state. It's this delicate harmony that we're explicitly told not to mess with.
This verse just lays it out so powerfully. It connects the grand cosmic order, the raising of the sky, directly to a moral command for us. Don't upset the balance. The message is pretty clear. Our actions here on Earth have cosmic significance.
The second pillar is rahmah, or mercy. And this is a really profound, all-encompassing compassion. The source makes it clear that this mercy isn't just reserved for our fellow humans. No, it extends to every single part of creation. The animals, the plants, the water, the land itself. You could say it's the emotional fuel for our actions.
And that brings us full circle right back to that concept we started with, which now becomes our third pillar, khilafa, or stewardship. So if mizan is the goal and rahma is the motivation,
then khilafa is our active role. It's the sacred trust, you might even say the job description for humanity.
So let's just put it all together for a second. See how these three principles just lock together? They form a really coherent environmental ethic. Our goal, uphold the mizan. Our guiding emotion, rahma. And our active role, khilafa. It creates a clear, actionable path.
So where does all of this leave us? Well, staying true to its message, the source doesn't just wrap everything up with a neat little bow. Instead, it ends with a personal invitation for us to continue this journey of perception on our own.
The invitation couldn't be simpler. It's a call to reconnect in the most direct way imaginable. To put down the phone, step outside, and just experience the natural world. And then, once we've done that, to ask ourselves some pretty deep questions.
And the first question cuts right to the heart of it all. It asks us to be honest. Have we treated the earth like a sacred text full of signs to be read, or more like a warehouse to be emptied for our own desires? The second question then turns our focus inward, to our own internal state. How can we, personally, in our own lives, cultivate that sense of balance and that deep, all-encompassing mercy?
And finally, the source leaves us with the ultimate question, one that's both practical and deeply challenging. Beyond all the ideas, what would it actually look like, right here, right now, to live as a true guardian of the earth? That's a question not just to think about, but maybe to start living into.